Hey everybody, Major Tom here.
And I'm Warbrain.
Alright, today we're gonna go over Brink, the whole game as a whole, I guess we want to say, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the newly released DLC. We'll start with the story. Very simple. Basically, there's this arc where everyone lives on. You got the security who are protecting it. It basically seems like other people on the arc feel like they're kind of slaves or they're sick of what's going on and they want to leave the arc. The security won't let them leave. So they reform a resistance, and that's the other side. The resistance are trying to escape and do whatever they can to sabotage to get off the arc. Alright, we're going to go over the gameplay a little bit now. It's your first-person, team-based, objective-based. I guess the most similar game would be Team Fortress 2. You know, you got your different classes. You got your soldier, your medic, your engineer, and spy.
Yeah, it's just not as wacky looking as Team Fortress. It's a far more serious tone.
So, and then you got like your soldier, he's your guy that plants explosives and is like your strong guy, you know, could take more damage. You got your medic, which everyone knows what the medic does. Then you got your spy, which is your guy to get behind enemy lines. He can, you know, take someone else's, you know, cover and they look like the enemy.
Yeah, pretty much take their identity.
Yeah, you know, you could hack them when they're dead on the ground.
Yeah.
And then they're your hacking doors and stuff. And then you got your engineer, he builds turrets, repairs stuff, he disarms bombs. And basically, you're either on the resistance side or security side throughout a mission. And your objective is either like to bomb a door or defend the door from getting bombed or to hack something or stop the guy from hacking. Or, you know, some of them require you to guard a vehicle or
escort
civilian like to the end, which I think that's the hardest one to do in the game. And then basically the game is focused more on teamwork. Like, if you're just going around getting kills, you're going to notice that some guy that's going around giving ammo or supporting this team is going to end up with, like, triple the XP than you.
Yeah, and it doesn't really bother me, but I noticed that with that type of experience setup, you're going to have a lot of people that are just spamming
running around,
people, you know, instead of actually doing anything all that useful.
That's true, it's true.
But, I mean, it is still helpful.
It is. I mean, if you're actually going to work with, like, a team together, it works good. You run out of ammo, someone's going around giving you ammo, or you got your engineers building turrets to defend you.
Yeah, and nobody's going to be like so selfish they're shooting at people.
Exactly.
I mean, they'll stop shooting at people just to go help.
Everyone's not actually just going for like their kill death ratio in this game. It's to work together, complete the objective, and win.
And especially medics. I mean, like, there was so many times I got revived.
Exactly,
I mean, I think I only had to go back to my spawn like once or twice, and that's only because the medic also died. So.
Yeah, and how many times in other games you're sitting there, 4 medics run past you, like, why aren't you healing me?
Exactly.
He's just being selfish and wants to go do what he wants.
Exactly.
And another thing I like in this game is you could completely play the game with bots or people. You don't have to wait for matches at all. The game will start automatically, people could join and leave, and bots will take their place. And the bots aren't just like crappy that you're going to win against them all the time. They do beef up the bots, and they're pretty damn good once in a while, and they will beat you occasionally.
So are those bots like difficulty based on your level?
I think so, yeah. They up them because they also have a challenge mode. And I've noticed when I first started a challenge mode, and then when I leveled up more, those guys definitely got leveled up more when I fought them. So it seems that's how they structure it together. Another thing I want to talk about is the customization, weapons, and clothes-wise. As you level up, you unlock more clothes, more weapon parts, and just, you could go through forever. I know I let you make a character, and you went through all of them, and you could sit through a while going through different options of just what your guy looks like.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, like your Oblivion or something like that, where you can change their face a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, you have, you know, maybe a dozen or so presets, which is actually not that bad. You know?
No, it's pretty good.
It's still a little more custom than even Mass Effect. So you got like a dozen or so presets, and then you can choose like the skin color for them, and then you got a few different voices you can choose, which all kind of sound British.
Yeah, they did.
They did. I mean, there was like maybe one in there that kind of sounded Asian. And then as far as the clothes, it was kind of the same thing where you had maybe a couple dozen shirts and then a couple dozen jackets you could choose from.
Face mask, face paint.
Yeah, and then you had tattoos and scars you could go through.
Yeah, which I really like what they decided to do with the tattoos and scars.
Yeah, it was pretty cool that, like, once you decide to put tattoos on your character, they're there forever.
Permanently.
Yeah, and it'll actually bring up a warning telling you.
Yeah, so you're not just screwed right away if you didn't know, though they warned you before.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool because, clothes you could change whenever, but if you get a tattoo or a scar or something, it's permanent on your body. That's it. So choose wisely when you choose this option. And then along the weapons, It's you put scopes on it or different mags, or they don't do too much. I would say of changing the statistic of the gun, so you don't got to worry about that. I thought.
No, yeah, it wasn't a drastic change,
No.
but it was still with the weapon sling, you can swap your weapon out faster. But
Yeah.
that's what I liked. Is it was different. It wasn't like Call of Duty where it's just scopes and like grenade launchers and
Yeah.
silencers, and that's pretty much it. Like you had the one that has that shield on the front of it.
Mhm.
You had you have your fair amount of scopes too. Like,
Yeah.
like in your Call of Duty games, but I just liked that there was a little bit more variety to it. And then you had the doubled mags where it was like taped together, and then you
Mhm.
had the extended mags, and then you had that giant barrel mag
Yeah.
on your SMG. So it was more variety.
I guess
kinda
you'll
like that.
change it up depending on what kind of guy you're gonna be.
Yeah.
If you're gonna run out of ammo more, you might want to use the bigger mag clips or something.
Yeah.
And also talk about when you level up, you basically get points that you could use on skills, and you get 1 skill point for each level you level up. And the game goes to 20 levels until the DLC came out, which upped you to 24, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So basically, you have to set up your character how you want from the beginning. You go through it. You may be able to make your character like strong in 2 classes, I would say. But then since the level cap is only 24, the game is meant to like start other characters, and
Yeah.
maybe first you start off with a strong soldier class, then you want to make a spy class later or something, and then when you start off the game later, you choose that character with how you feel like playing for the day.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool the way they did that, because you really have to think ahead of time about how you're gonna spec out your guy, because you can kind of hybrid it and do
a little bit
of an
everything.
engineer and a little bit of a spy or something if you want, but it might not be quite as powerful like
just having a really
if you
strong.
just had an engineer.
All right, we're gonna go over the DLC, which is free for the time being. Basically, it adds 2 new maps, level cap by 4 more levels, as we stated a little bit ago, and a new perk for each character. You got your operative, which adds a UAV, which is basically a little helicopter. He could fly around, either spot enemies so everyone knows where they are on the map, or you could detonate it and blow it up and kill whoever's nearby.
Now, do you get experience if you spot enemies with it?
Yeah, it gives you like bonus for like if
Okay,
someone helps
yeah.
kill him, then you get.
Oh,
more
like an
points.
assist bonus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you got your engineer, which added a pyro mine, which is kind of like similar with the mine already in the game, except when a guy walks over, fire goes everywhere. And then you got the medic, which does this field regen unit. Basically, it plants like this metal-shaped thing on the ground, and a blue force field appears, and anyone standing in it heals, which I think that's a cool thing, especially if like you're in a small area defending something. You can plant that to help your team out.
Yeah.
And then you got the soldier lass, which is another fire thing. You got your napalm grenade, which I was kind of iffy about that one because they really have like a Molotov cocktail,
Yeah.
So I wasn't too happy about that one. But the other ones were really cool, I thought. So let's go over when this game first came out. I was pretty excited about it. I followed it for a while. Came out, it ended up getting kind of hit hard. It had not very good reviews. It was mediocre, but it did come with. They released the game a week early, and mainly what I saw, there was a bunch of lag issues and having trouble getting into games with your friends and dropping out of games. Nothing like super groundbreaking of the game, but just stuff that was annoying for someone that invested $60 right away into this game.
Well, and then that's the thing with the game is it's really multiplayer focused.
Yeah.
You don't. If you have a bad connection or whatever, you're stuck pretty much playing with bots the whole time.
Yeah.
And nobody really wants to play with
No.
bots when you can play with your friends. And I think that's really the main problem with it when it launched.
And then, like, what I want to say is, which I'm kind of mad at why I got hit so hard, is though you had a game like Fallout New Vegas came out.
Yeah.
It still got really good reviews, and it had so many glitches where even your save data will get corrupted and ruined. And I felt like this game got hit hard more because it was from a smaller developer compared to if a large super developer came out. Like if a Call of Duty came out with some bugs, it wouldn't have not got hit as hard as this game
No, well,
got hit
and even
on.
what was it? The first Modern Warfare came out, and there was plenty of glitches in the maps where
and they didn't
people
affect
could,
that in the review. But in this review for this game, it seemed like they talked about that and reflected the review on the game of it, and that kind of made me mad. So value-wise for this game, we'll go over. It has already dropped at most places. Most of the bugs and everything are fixed now. You could probably find this game for around $30 or $40 now, which in my opinion is worth it. A lot of people might talk crap about it, but until you really try it, you don't know for yourself.
No, yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, until I played it, I was expecting it to, reflect a little bit more of what a lot of the reviews were saying, and where it's buggy and glitchy and but I mean, I played it after the patch, and it worked just fine.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, except for a little bit of lag, but I think that was just on our connection.
Yeah.
So, I think
It all
it was
depends on
still-
host-wise, too.
No, it's definitely a game that I could see spending
yeah,
the
bunch
$30 or
of it.
$40.
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, especially since you got this free DLC coming out. I mean, I don't
And I
see
think
why
that,
you
you
wouldn't
know,
get it.
they're going to invest more time into it. I think more maps will still be coming out. It has a
Yeah.
pretty big following still.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I mean, I didn't have any trouble getting into a game.
No.
So.
All right, let's go over the achievements a little bit. Pretty straightforward, easy. I picked up the 1,000 the first week I got it, and not playing like a large amount of time in every day. Basically, you get them for leveling up, winning on the maps, and killing with certain perks. Like for instance, a spy gets a Cortex bomb, which is when he's down, he could blow up a bomb. You get a kill with it, you'll get your achievement. So if you want to get your achievements in one playthrough of a character, look at the achievements ahead of time and develop your skill tree for those achievements. If you want to get them all through one playthrough.
Yeah, so pretty much a fairly boring list of achievements.
Yeah,
you know,
nothing, you know,
nothing creative, nothing.
You
fun,
don't need
you
a
know.
certain like kills or you know
Yeah.
do this or that. It's just straightforward stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically our overview of Brink. In my opinion, you should go check it out. Go get the free DLC. I heard they might start charging for it soon, so just go download the DLC now, even if you're not going to get the game for a while. And keep an eye out for our next game review of Deus Ex, which I'm really excited. So hope it turns out good, and hope
Yeah,
you
it
enjoyed our
better.
segment.
All right, peace out.